Hey guys, today we follow a homecoming. Not the big balloon-arched TikTok reunion kind, but the quiet kind. You step off a bus into your own past and no one claps, no one films. The air smells like burnt leaves and somebody's leftover barbecue. It's early fall, late afternoon, and the sidewalk is cracked just like you remember. A faded blue mailbox leans like it's tired too. You're back, but not like before. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And hey, drop your location and local time in the comments. I love seeing where everyone's tuning in from. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. Your boots hit the pavement like they're making an announcement. But the town doesn't flinch. The bus pulls away behind you with a wheeze, as if it's relieved to be done with you. You take in the buildings that look like they've been freeze-framed since high school. Same diner, same drugstore with the open sign forever flickering, and that same shoe store that's somehow still alive in the age of online everything. You're back after nearly 10 years, 4 of them active duty, 2 in recovery, and the rest just drifting. You never expected confetti, but a nod would have been nice. Instead, your homecoming is so quiet you can hear the loose change in your pocket tapping like a tiny bell. You walk past the barber shop where Mr. Kinsey used to talk your ear off about local politics. Now it's just an empty chair facing a dusty mirror. The only thing that acknowledges you is a cat yawning in a window. You wonder if that cat is older than you now. It sure looks wiser. Your house, well, your mother's house, is still there. Same peeling white paint. The porch swing sags like it missed you but won't say it out loud. She's inside and you can already hear the kettle hissing. Of course, she doesn't say much, just hugs you too long and taps your back like she's checking for hollow spots. You say you're fine. You're not. Night comes early here. The first night, you sit on the porch like you're waiting for something. Fireworks, recognition, maybe a neighbor to ask how you've been. But no one comes. Your old friend group? Scattered. Your high school crush? Married with kids and a booming essential oils hustle on Instagram. There's a moment where you seriously wonder, did I really come back? Or am I just ghosting through someone else's memory? The local VA clinic schedules you in sometime next month. So for now, it's just you and a stack of bills your mom quietly slides your way over dinner. Chicken pot pie and pity, delicious and soul-crushing. You start walking everywhere, partly for the silence, partly because your truck died last winter and no one thought to jump it. You become that guy, the veteran who paces the park trail in camo cargo pants and an unreadable expression. People nod but don't stop. One guy from church even turns around mid-step like he remembered something urgent. He didn't. Then one evening, you stop into the diner. The same waitress, now with more silver in her braid, brings your coffee without asking. She doesn't recognize you until halfway through your sandwich. "Weren't you in the army?" she asks. You just nod. She says nothing else. Later, she comps your pie. You leave a tip bigger than the meal. This becomes your routine. You're the guy who shows up, doesn't say much, pays generously. The waitress starts calling you Han, and it's the most affection you've had in weeks. It's enough to keep you afloat. Barely. One Tuesday morning, you overhear a teacher scolding a kid at the next booth. The boy's crumpled art project lies across the table. Crayons and glitter, and something that looks like a flag if you squint. He says, "It's for Veterans Day." And she sighs like she's aged 5 years. Just pick a celebrity or someone famous, not a soldier. You don't intervene. You just sip your coffee and stare out the window. But your hand shakes slightly and the waitress notices. She tops off your cup with a look that says she saw the whole thing and isn't sure what to say. Neither are you. You remember a story from your second deployment. A kid in a village brought you a flower. Just a weed, really. But he handed it over like it was the crown jewels. You said thank you in Pashto, and his eyes lit up like you'd handed him the moon. Later that day, that same village got hit. You never saw him again. You still carry that flower, pressed in a field journal like proof that kindness can survive anything. Now, years later, in this nothing special town, you're haunted not by battles, but by how little anyone seems to care that you made it back at all. You don't want a parade, just acknowledgement, a human moment, even a simple, heartfelt thank you. One night, you post something small, a photo of the crayon-smeared flag left on the diner table. You caption it, "For the ones who returned invisible." It's meant for your 5 Facebook friends, but overnight it spreads, like wildfire. Your phone buzzes nonstop, DMs from strangers, comments like, "This made me cry," and "Thank you for your service," flood your feed. Someone on TikTok adds gentle music, reads your caption in a whispery voice. It racks up millions of views. Apparently, you've gone viral, and now you have no idea what to do. The thing about going viral is, it's never when you want to. One minute, you're quietly spooning oatmeal into your mouth in a kitchen that smells like 1987. The next, your name is trending under a hashtag you didn't invent. You refresh your feed, and there it is. Your photo, your story, your crayon flag being stitched into every possible emotional montage. Some guy in Idaho wrote a poem about you. A woman in Denmark says she's praying for your soul. A parody account even suggests the flag looks like someone sneezed into a box of crayons. Accurate, but still. You feel like a guest at your own wake. At first, it's disorienting. All these strangers saying thank you with intense sincerity. Some post long threads about relatives they lost, others share videos of their own homecomings, some joyful, others like yours, muted, unfinished. You scroll through them with a numb thumb, feeling simultaneously flattered, exhausted, and a little exposed. This isn't just your story anymore. It's become a mirror, and people are using it to find themselves. Then comes the first email from a morning show producer. They want a 5-minute interview, preferably live, preferably emotional. "Could you bring the crayon flag?" they ask like it's a magic prop. You don't respond. The next day, they email again. Then a podcast calls. Then a local news anchor shows up outside the diner with a crew and a look like she just stepped off a pageant float. You dodge it all. You weren't trying to start a movement. You were trying to finish your breakfast. Still, it's hard to pretend it hasn't changed something. The town notices you now. People at the grocery store do that awkward finger wave. A teenager asks if you'll speak at his school. The librarian gives you a free library card and whispers, "My husband was in the Gulf. Welcome home." You nod, grateful, overwhelmed, and honestly a little suspicious of how fast a story becomes a spotlight. One Saturday, you catch yourself practicing what you'd say if you did speak publicly. You stand in front of your mirror, trying to remember your own voice before war changed its tone. You mumble things like, "It's not about me," and "Let's remember the ones who didn't come back." Every version sounds like a movie script. Nothing sounds like you. Meanwhile, your phone keeps buzzing. One message stands out. A short DM from a teenager in Topeka. No emoji. Just, "I didn't think anyone else felt like this." You sit with that for a long time. You think back to a fellow soldier, Marcus. Big laugh, bigger heart. On a hot day in Afghanistan, he once saved your butt by dragging you out of a half-collapsed building. You still owe him a steak. He didn't make it home. His memorial photo is grainy, off-center, and posted once a year by an aunt who never stops tagging him. Authors still debate whether remembrance or silence best honors the fallen. But you know this: no one should be remembered just as a name on a folded flag. One evening, while scrolling, you find that someone's made a TikTok trend out of your post. People are posting videos saying thank you to the invisible heroes in their lives: bus drivers, school janitors, exhausted moms. It's sweet, chaotic, and exactly what the internet does: spins your pain into palatable content. You don't know whether to laugh or unplug your router. Instead, you walk to the diner. Again, it's your ritual now, comfort in repetition. The waitress greets you with, "So, you're famous now, huh?" You laugh, say something deflective, but she leans in. "You know, the local school's doing a Veterans Day thing. Low key. You should come." You hesitate. She adds, "You won't have to speak. Just be there." So, you go. You sit in the back of the gymnasium, behind a squeaky set of bleachers that smell like wood polish and old sweat. Kids read poems, a scout troop sings something patriotic slightly off-key, and the principal shares a long-winded speech about duty that references Top Gun 4 times too many. You feel a mix of pride and secondhand embarrassment. Then a girl, maybe 10, walks up and reads a letter. It's addressed to the soldier who came home and thought no one noticed. Your heart stops. It's your story. Your words, rewritten in crayon grammar. She says thank you, says she hopes her drawing made someone smile. You swallow hard and glance around, trying not to be obvious. After the event, the principal pulls you aside. "She saw your post," he says. "She asked if we could honor someone like that." You look at her across the room. She waves shyly. You wave back. The town starts to change, not overnight, but slowly. The mural downtown gets repainted to include a small tribute, a silhouette of a soldier returning home under a banner that simply reads, "We see you." The mayor doesn't make a speech. No one live streams it. But someone leaves flowers beneath it every week. You never ask who. And the boy in the diner? The one who got scolded for his flag. You bring him a set of proper art supplies, just leave it anonymously with the waitress. A week later, his mother posts a picture of his new drawing on the diner wall. Caption, "Thank you, whoever you are." It gets 3 likes. That feels perfect. Not everything changes, though. You still wake up some nights unsure where you are. Still check the windows for shadows that aren't there. Still flinch when a car backfires. Healing, as they say, is not linear. It's more like trying to fold a fitted sheet with your eyes closed. But now, at least, you're not folding alone. You eventually agree to do one interview. Not for a talk show, not for a podcast. Just a live stream Q&A with a small group of veterans who started an online community. No cameras, no scripts, just voices. Real ones. One guy cries. Another cracks a joke about MREs tasting like regret. You laugh. It's the most human moment you've had in months. Someone asks what you'd say if you could go back in time to that first day off the bus. You pause, then say, "I think I'd tell myself, wait, someone's going to say thank you. Just not yet." The months roll by like slow freight trains. The crayon flag fades from your feed, your name drops out of the trending tabs, and the waitress stops calling you famous and goes back to on. You're glad for it. Viral moments don't last. They flare, they vanish, and you start to wonder if you imagine the whole thing. But some things linger, like the note taped to your bathroom mirror. You matter, even on quiet days. You wrote it after that live stream with the veterans. Funny how one raw conversation can echo longer than 1,000 comments. You begin volunteering once a week at a local after-school program, not for attention, just because you've got time. And a kid there reminded you of the flower boy from the village, the one you never got to thank. These kids, they don't ask about your service. They ask if you can beat them at Mario Kart, which sadly, you can't. One girl insists on calling you Sarge, even after you explain you were never a sergeant. It sticks anyway. You don't mind. Life evens out in odd ways. Your mom stops sliding bills toward you and starts asking if you want to plant tomatoes come spring. You say yes. You hate tomatoes, doesn't matter. The routine feels good. You fix up your old truck, not because you need it, but because working with your hands calms the static in your brain. And the messages, they don't stop entirely. They just soften. A young man writes, "My dad came home too, but never really came back. Your post helped me get it." And you sit with that one for a long time too. No reply, just gratitude, quiet and full. Then, one afternoon, the mayor reaches out. She wants to host a small event at the community center, not a ceremony, not a speech, just a gathering for returned service members to meet, maybe share stories if they want. You help plan it. There's coffee, cheap cookies, and mismatched chairs. 30 people show up. You only expected 12. That day, something clicks. It's not about being recognized, it's about being seen, understood. The event ends with laughter, long conversations, and someone bringing out a guitar. No one sings the national anthem, but someone strums a familiar tune from the barracks, and people hum along, off-key and unashamed. A local teen covers it, posts a clip, and for a split second, your story circles the internet again. The caption reads, "The parade was never canceled. It just looked different." It goes semi-viral. You don't even mind this time. Because now, the noise doesn't drown you. It just buzzes lightly in the background, like a fan on low. Soothing. Familiar. One rainy evening, you return to the mural. It's been touched up again, and someone's added a bench beneath it. You sit, watch the drizzle bead on the sidewalk. A kid walks by, stops, glances at you, then at the mural. Says nothing, just gives you a little salute. It's awkward, a little crooked, but real. You nod, say, "Thank you," and you mean it. The town is still quiet, still a little stuck in the past, but it's learning. You're learning too. Healing isn't a parade, it's a Tuesday, a good cup of coffee, a crayon flag taped to a diner wall. And sometimes saying thank you isn't for them. It's for you, for surviving, for showing up again, for choosing not to disappear. Now let's slow it all down. Let the sidewalk quiet. Let the mural fade into a soft outline. Picture yourself on that bench again, hands resting calmly on your lap, the drizzle replaced by a warm breeze, and every heavy thought just floating away. The town is still there, unchanged, and yet somehow more alive than you remember. No applause, just stillness, just space. The lights in the diner flicker on, casting a yellow glow that hums like memory. Inside, someone laughs. You don't need to go in. You've had your slice of pie. You've heard what you needed to hear. And here's the gentle truth. You don't have to carry it all anymore. The silence, the longing, the invisible weight, it doesn't define you. It never did. You came home. You stayed. And little by little, the world made room for that. So tonight, rest in that knowledge. Let the edges blur. Let your breath slow, your shoulders soften. You are not alone. You were never truly invisible. The night wraps around you like a soft blanket. The air is still, the fan hums its familiar lullaby, and all the words that needed to be said have already found their place. You are seen. You are home. And it's okay to rest now. Now that you've seen what one quiet act of gratitude can do, what will you do with it? If this story stirred something in you, if it made you feel more human, more seen, or even a little bit angry, don't let it fade. Hit that like button, drop a comment to share your own thoughts or memories, and make sure you subscribe, because this channel is where forgotten stories come back to life. Let's keep this conversation going. Let's make everyone who comes home feel it.